PTA, UAW. What is the perspective heading into that tournament?
You know what, we have a lot of new players that are in our gym right now, and we haven't played a ton of 6-on-6. We're just kind of getting into that this week, and so it's about finding that lineup that works for us. I think we have the most depth that we've ever had since I've been here in all the positions, and so finding out which players work well together and which is going to be our kind of our group moving forward through preseason. And so I think we'll see a lot of different lineups even between the same match but different sets. And so, but I think it's about finding a lineup for us and using that depth that we have to the best of our ability.
Are there any particular players you have been pleased with as the season has started? Any players we should keep an eye on, watch out for?
Yeah, for sure. I think our returners have done an excellent job. So Madison Rohr, who's a setter, who's returning for us. Lindsay Toney, who's going to be on either of the pins. Logan Browning, who was a libero DS for us last year. I think all three of them have done a great job. Both of our middles, Bree Box and Braden Bozier, have come in and have been ready to lead and compete at a high level in the gym. And so we've been really excited about how the returners came in. We brought in 3 transfers, or all 3 are contributing in the gym and in different spots in our first, 3 lineups that we probably have. And so that's Jada Burkle, who's transferring in from Memphis. We have London Gray, who's coming from Georgia, and Maddie Lawler, who's coming from Southern Miss. And so all of them bring a lot of really good things to our team, and they're all contributing. Our freshmen came in really good shape. They're pushing the upperclassmen. They're pushing our transfers that came in. And so overall, we're really happy. And so it's just going to see who's going to put the best product out each day. And I think we're going to play high-level volleyball this year.
I guess just because of how crazy the world has been over the last year plus, right? How have you and your coaching staff been able to adjust, and do you have a different perspective heading into this season, just knowing a little bit more of what you're dealing with the regular testing, with X, Y, and Z heading into the season?
You know what, I think this year it's a lot calmer than it was last year. We kind of know what to expect, and even the testing protocol is a lot less than it was. And so for us, it's more predictable. It's better, but we're still talking to our players about taking one day at a time and not taking any day for granted, because at any point we could be in a shutdown. We could have different testing protocol, whatever that looks like. Maybe we're masking, maybe we're not. And so really it's just taking one day at a time, and then just being flexible with what's even being brought to us either from the city of Abilene, the university, our athletic department, the NCAA, whatever that looks like, but just knowing to take one day at a time and continue to get better. And so we're going to play and keep getting better until someone tells us otherwise.
Awesome. And I think one thing across the spectrum for everybody is that this pandemic has allowed us to really, focus on not only what's important, but really build different bonds with people. Have you seen that with a lot of your players, even your coaching staff, to know that, we're all dealing with this and here we are, and have you seen that translate to your board?
I think so, for sure. And we saw that a lot last year. Some teams crumbled last year when they were told that they weren't going to have a season, or they weren't competing, or they're only playing half their season, whatever that looked like. And I think over and over again, our team was just united and continued to work hard and encourage one another. And so getting through something like that and coming out with a positive outlook is just giving us confidence to move forward as a group. Everybody's facing the same battles, but are you going to look at it every day as a negative or a way to get better and grow? And I think at this point, that's what our program is doing. And so not just on the court, but off the court. And I think we're really connected right now. And I think that's the players leading the players in our locker room. And this is the first time that's at a really high level. Makes our jobs as coaches a lot easier. And it's been really fun, not only to be in the gym, but, during preseason when we were at boosters' homes for dinners, or we were doing team events. It was just a really good, fun environment to be a part of. And I think that again comes from, we didn't get to do these things last year. Let's make sure we make the best of it, whether it's on the court, whether we're, together as a team off the court, whatever that looks like. But I think our group, we made it, and we came out on the best because of it. So.
Sweet. And I think just last thing for me, in terms of the volleyball side of things, what do you and your program have to do to take that next step this year? New conference, new look, all that. But same core, right, to some extent? So
a little bit, yeah.
What are some of the things that you're looking forward to your team being able to take that next step?
I think we were making strides in the last couple of years in our recruiting to really compete at the top of the Southland. And so we were excited about how that looked. The WAC is another level from the Southland. And so we were able to bring a couple of players in, even in this 21 class, that help us compete at a higher level. They may not be where they need to be at volleyball-wise, but physically we're a much more talented team. And so I think it's just that continuing to bring kids in our recruiting classes that physically match up with the teams of the WAC. I trust our training. We trust the way of style of volleyball that we play and the way that we teach in the gym, that we can develop an athlete. And so that's kind of our plan for the next couple of years, is get that next athlete and know that we can trust our training in the gym to develop them as great volleyball players. And so that's a process. And, it's not maybe going to happen this first year, but looking to 2 and 3, we feel like we can position ourselves to be competing at the top of the WAC. So,
Coach, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Coach, this weekend, obviously, 2 familiar teams you're going to play with, UTA and Incarnate Word. What do you want to see specifically on the court as far as play goes from your team?
What we talk a lot in our gym and the way that we train is in practice, we really want to be mechanical and we want to be thoughtful. But when we get into play, that's when we're celebrating. That's when we're having fun. That's when we're being athletic. And so I want us to be aggressive. I want us to be athletic. I want to use our best attributes in the best way possible. And so I don't want them to be so thoughtful about what they're doing with each little part of their body, but more about what are they doing to compete and find a way to win through each point, each rally, each set. And so I think it's that. I want to see a competitive spirit. I want to see them make these big plays. I want to see people flying around, being aggressive, and just being who we are and our best selves. And so that may not look perfect this weekend because it's new and we have a new group competing, but we can expect them to be physical. We can expect that best play that's happening in Teague this weekend to be very nice and very impressive.